Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually let someone else handle it? Not micromanaged it, not checked in 3 times to make sure it was done right. Actually let go. Trusted someone else to show up for you, and you just rested. If you're struggling to remember that, this video is for you. I'm Leslie Noble, and here's today's daily no bullshit truth, grown as fuck edition. We're all adults up in here. Because here's the no bullshit truth. Being the strong one, it isn't a personality, it's a wound. And today we're going to actually talk about overfunctioning, what it is, where it comes from, and how to finally start putting that burden down. So overfunctioning and what it actually is where you take more than what your share is, not because you have to, not because somewhere deep down not because you don't believe in other people. It's because somewhere deep down you don't believe that others will come through for you. So you handle the logistics, the emotions, the plans, the follow through. You anticipate everyone's needs before your own. You solve problems before they become problems. And you do all this while pretending it's just who I am. I can relate to this, by the way. And here's what really is happening underneath all of that. Overfunctioning is a control strategy. It's what your nervous system learned to do when the world around you felt unreliable. When the people in your life growing up let you down. When you had to grow up too fast or carry the weight that actually was never yours to carry. You didn't decide to become this way, but you adapted. And the adaptation worked for a while. And now it's costing you. It's costing you your energy, your relationships, and your peace. Because here's what the truth is. When you overfunction, you're not just helping, but you're also signaling to others, your partners, your friends, your coworkers, that you don't need them. Ironically, the very thing that you fear, being let down, being abandoned, being too much, gets reinforced every time you refuse to let someone else show up for you. Here's the part that gets real. Most overfunctioners don't wake up one day and decide, I'm going to carry the world on my shoulders. I'm going to carry this whole thing on my shoulders. They learned, usually very early, that love is conditional, that approval has to be earned, that being useful was the price of belonging. Maybe you were the kid who kept the peace in a chaotic household. Raise your hand. Maybe you were praised for being so responsible, so mature, so helpful, and you started to internalize all of that. My worth is what I do for others, not who I am. Or maybe it was a relationship, a partner who only showed up when you needed something from them and disappeared the moment you needed something back. And so you stopped needing things along the way. You get very, very good at not needing anything from anyone. Can I tell you something? That's not strength. That is self-abandonment with a good PR team. You tie your lovability to your productivity when you believe, even unconsciously, that you have to earn your place in every room you walk into. Rest becomes a threat. Doing nothing feels proof that you are not enough. So you stay busy. You stay needed. You stay in motion. And you never ever stop long enough to feel the loneliness underneath all of it. And I get it. Nobody wants to feel the loneliness underneath all of it. But hang on there with me, because that is part of the solution. Rest is recalibration. It's not laziness. And I need you to hear this part really clearly. Rest is not a reward for finishing anything. Rest is not laziness. Rest is not something you should have to earn. Rest is a biological need. It is a psychological requirement. And for overfunctioners specifically, rest is an act of resistance because you have spent your whole life in motion. Got to get this done, got to get this done, got to get this done. And stillness starts to feel dangerous or selfish or the proof that you're just falling behind. Choosing to stop is revolutionary. Your nervous system has been running in survival mode, and you're running so fast you don't even notice it. Fight, flight, manage, control, that is exhausting at a cellular level. And no amount of caffeine or hustle or just one more thing is going to fix a nervous system that never learned it was safe to be still. Recalibration is what happens when you finally let that system come down. When you stop performing wellness and actually start practicing it. When you sleep without guilt. When you say no without an explanation. When you let someone else figure their own shit out. And here's the hard part in all of this. It's going to feel wrong at first. You're going to feel lazy. You're going to feel lonely. You're going to feel irresponsible. Like everything in your life is going to fall apart. It isn't. That feeling is just withdrawal from a pattern that was never serving you to begin with. Stay with it. Stay with that loneliness and that discomfort in the rest. Discomfort is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that something is finally changing. Feeling those feelings and sitting in that discomfort, I'm going to say it one more time because it's that important, is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that you're finally breaking that pattern and something is changing. So how do I start putting it down? Where do I actually begin in all this? Sounds good. Well, you don't have to blow up your entire life. You don't have to quit everything and go live in the cabin in the woods. Although, honestly, no judgment. That is my dream life. You start small. You start with awareness. You notice when you're doing something out of obligation versus genuine desire. It doesn't mean you have to stop being a giving person. It doesn't mean you have to stop doing things for people. It's asking yourself the question, what is the motive behind me doing this? That's it. Just notice. You don't have to change anything yet. You just have to start getting honest with yourself about how much comes from fear versus love. How much am I doing versus fear of this person leaving or not loving me anymore or disappointing them or them disapproving versus I'm doing it out of love because I genuinely want to give to this person and they are giving back to me in a reciprocal way. Practice tolerating other people's discomfort. I said this in the last video. Let them be mad. Let them feel discomfort. Let them feel disappointed in you. This one is really huge. Overfunctioners often jump in to make someone feel better. They see someone struggle and it becomes unbearable. But that intolerance is yours to work on, not theirs to fix for you. It is yours to fix. So let go of that shit. Let someone else be uncomfortable. Let them figure their own shit out. It will not kill them. It will not make you a bad person. Third is start saying no to small things. Not the big dramatic no's, just the quiet daily ones. I can't make it happen tonight. I'm too tired. I'm not going to take on that right now. Can someone else handle this? These small no's are just the training ground for that change. And I can tell you in my own life, the first time I told someone no that was very demanding of my time and my space, the world did not fall apart. They got a little incensed, but they adjusted. They adjusted to what my boundaries were. So it does work. And I didn't run in there and try to fix how they were feeling at that moment. And then I think the final thing and the important thing is get some support from friends that are working on the same thing. Get yourself a therapist, a community of people who are also doing this same work, because healing doesn't happen in isolation. And the irony of overfunctioning is that you've probably been doing your healing alone too. Does that sound familiar? Doing your healing alone? I have just the solution. I have my own community, which is at the end of this video. I'd love for you to join it. And then if this all landed for you, I'd love for you to leave a comment below. Tell me where you recognize yourself in this. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And if you haven't already, subscribe, because I'm going to go deep every single day. You don't have to carry everything because you were never supposed to. I'll see you in the next one. And if you're going to allow yourself to put it down and you're tired of carrying everything, my No Betrayal Guide down below helps you break down the pattern of overgiving. See you next time.